What's up, everybody? I'm Josh Ramos, executive producer of WolfCryProductions.
I am Sammy C. I am the CEO of Sammy C Productions.
We're switching equipment today. I am strictly a Canon guy, always have been for the past like 10 years.
And I am strictly Sony. I don't even touch Canon. That's like a foreign language to me.
Exactly. We are going to be switching equipment and we're just gonna have fun with it. Our model Haley should be here soon. We're gonna just go around my property, take a whole bunch of shots and kind of hate the equipment. The biggest rule is we are not allowed to help each other at all. We are going to edit them and then we're gonna come back in a couple days and kind of go over everything and kind of how we felt about everything. Sam is gonna be using my Canon R5. He'll have 35 millimeter, 50 millimeter, and a 70 to 200 millimeter.
Cool. All right, and Josh is gonna be using my Sony A7R III. I did have a Tamron 28 to 75, but I dropped it and broke it. So it is only like a 30 to like 50. And there's also a 50 millimeter Sony 1.8. And what do we got? We have another Sony 10 to 18 if you want to use that.
It's definitely going to be fascinating. I'm going to put the specs on the screen of the cameras because I did it myself actually a couple hours ago. They're very close. The R5 and the, what is it, SR7?
A7R3.
A7R3. So that's what I mean. Y'all have too many letters and stuff, man. We have one letter and one number. Yeah. Like, that's it. Then if there's an I at the end, it's just because you can swivel the screen. That's the only difference that the I makes. So, so yeah, we're gonna basically jump right into it once Haley gets here. And man, it's gonna be interesting. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Sam, Merry Christmas.
Here you are, good sir. Canon, yikes. No.
It smells like Sony. God.
Oh.
I kind of like this little setup with the sun coming through the trees right here. Do you like that, Sam?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna use that. We did the photo shoot. You guys will definitely see clips of what we did, but this is kind of just like the final product of everything and how it all went down. Shout out to Matt White of Fourth Coast Productions. He's like our mentor. He basically taught us almost everything we know when it comes to like video production and even editing and stuff like that. He came over and he started videoing for us, and I'm glad he did because we were just gonna use the tripod and like carry the tripod around the whole time. And I already know I would have been pissed off.
Yeah.
So what were some of like the hardships that you faced using the Canon?
Definitely, I'm used to having all my buttons for my aperture, ISO, shutter. Kind of like I just know where they are, and when I'm using the Canon, I'm like, it's almost like muscle memory. And I'm like trying to switch it. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Where's my dials?
Yep.
Where's my?
Yeah.
So that was definitely different.
All right, come on, Haley.
How the hell do you put this thing on? Oh, okay.
So, yeah, man, get that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, where is it? Oh my God.
All right. I'm glad the mic picked that up.
Dude, that was like genuine too. I'm not even trying to be funny.
No, I was low-key gonna try to cheat in this and be like, oh, I can just touch screen. Like, I can just touch the setting that I want and adjust it from there. Nope, you couldn't do that with the Sony. I was gonna heavily rely on being able to use the touchscreen to get to these settings.
No touchscreen.
But I can't.
What? You can, there's a way, but does he know?
Well, it's telling me right there that I can't. Yo,
there's a button.
Oh, okay, is that the ISO? Give me ISO.
It's on there.
Standard.
It's labeled. It's on the camera.
Okay, ISO. All right, thank you. Now we're gonna crank that down. Yeah, okay, I like that. Cool. Shutter speed, yes. Awesome, all right, I think I got this. But there was the button that said ISO, which is the first thing I went to because I don't like having a high ISO, especially when we're shooting outdoors because there's no need to.
I was looking for the ISO. I'm like, where's the ISO? I'm like, because I'm just used to just scrolling it on the wheel.
Yeah.
And I went to scroll on his wheel and I'm like, and it was doing something completely different. I'm like, Josh, where's the ISO?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about this guy. What does this guy do? ISO maybe? Not ISO.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
It is. Oh. So if you were using that for your zooming or for
I forgot
focus,
it was even there.
that's your ISO, buddy. Now adjust that one. You see the ISO going?
Yo. Okay.
The ISO is controlled by my lens ring because you can customize the one ring, the control ring. Luckily, the f-stop was already where I wanted it, which was wide open all the way. Because if that wasn't the case, I would have 100% been screwed.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find where to adjust that the entire time. He showed me, I think it was when we got into the barn to do the night shot or like the low light shots.
Yeah.
Is when you finally said it's right where the trigger is.
Yep.
All right. I am all set. I'm gonna try to figure out how to adjust this aperture and I'll be back.
You still haven't got it?
No, I still haven't got it. And I'm mad that I taught him some of the things too for his. So yeah, it's only fair if you show me. Nah, bro.
I'm sorry, this one here. Ready? Finger, you're already on it.
Wait, there's a dial back there? Why is there a dial there?
Finger's on it. Your finger's on it.
Shoot. Haley, I want to go again. I never felt it because I'm always used to my finger being under where it needs to be. So I never felt that there was a little grippy thing there. But luckily, I didn't really need to adjust it until we went into the barn. And then it just came to like the posing and everything like that. Looking at your style though, you're kind of big with the wide angle stuff, especially with like portraits.
Yep, I like wide angle. It's just, I feel like there's more, I don't want to say creativity, but I definitely do like the, you know, stretched look.
Yep.
You know, you can, there's more depth.
Yep.
Someone like puts the hand out or the foot out, or, you know, just create more depth. I definitely like to just kind of switch it up and just get funky with that.
Yeah, and I'm more of like a traditional shooter. Like it's easier for me to see the traditional poses versus, I guess like you would say like street style.
Yeah,
it's like what your style is
yeah.
kind of like. So we're gonna take a look at those first couple shots that we did. I already got yours pulled up. You shot it with 35 millimeter.
Yep.
It does go up to an f1.8, but he kept it at f.5 or 5.6. So you shot this at 1600 ISO as well, but like you just said, you couldn't find
I was
it.
struggling. I'm like, we are here now, and I guess it looks okay on the LCD, so I'm just we're just gonna go with it.
Yeah, surprising. I mean, there was still some pretty good like bokeh in the background too.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't crazy and like sharp focus, but no, yeah, you did a great job. But you know what's crazy, man? I know we didn't use like the same presets. I added like mine look exactly like this.
Really?
Like wait, it's really weird now that I'm looking at it because I did almost the exact same thing.
Canon is definitely better on having more poppy colors, as in like very vibrant stuff. So I was wanting to kind of take advantage of that.
Yeah.
You know, I normally don't edit like this, but with the circumstances of, you know, the Canon and whatever, so I just went with something like this.
Right. And I didn't tell Haley to do this, but she came with a really pink shirt for the first couple shots, and I always had issues with Canon and magentas and reds just because they're so vibrant. When you're doing video and like you're shooting in C-Log, you don't worry about it as much because you're shooting desaturated and stuff.
Right.
But the reason why I used to shoot photos with like no saturation on it was because of that. If anybody had red or magenta, it would ruin it. And I found that out at the worst thing because I was shooting a breast cancer walk where everything is pink and magenta, like it's all that. And I was editing the photos and literally the pinks were just so vibrant. And I'm like, why? So ever since that was like 2017, I always shot with like low saturation. But no, I mean, that came out great. Oh, you shoot that way?
I didn't even think to not shoot this way.
Dude, you shoot vertical.
I never shoot this way. What am I doing?
You're used to video. That sucks.
No, all right, you know what? No. It's time to switch up right now, come on.
And then, so I saw you do this, and I was jealous because I'm like, that's really nice. Shot it at an f8.
F8, which, you know what's crazy? I don't even know if I was at that closed of an aperture.
Really?
I mean, maybe I was.
Oh, this is from the software telling me all that.
No, I know, but I'm saying like now looking at it, I did.
You can kind of see like
I don't
the
even
trees,
think I meant to do an F8.
Yeah, it's just great because like the hand is still out of focus, which is nice. And then, 1/400 shutter speed, which is fine. And then 1600 ISO, which, did you have a problem with the sky at all?
A little bit. I mean, I think my ISO was so high. Usually I would take all that down. I usually would not shoot that high of an ISO, but I didn't have to change the ISO.
Right.
So I think because the sky was so bright, I think that's why I was at such a high shutter and such a closed aperture.
One thing that I know for sure, and I'm probably gonna mention it later on in the video when we look at my stuff, is that your dynamic range on that Sony is unreal. I thought I overexposed the sky, and some of them brought all the detail back.
You can pull it back.
Yeah, I went to the ones that I shot when we switched gear back.
Yep.
And I was like, I had to do sky replacement because I couldn't bring back any of the info, and I was like, that is absolutely wild.
That was one thing that I didn't really realize how powerful all the dynamic ranges, because usually when I shoot, I don't really, I'll leave the sky overexposed because I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Because I can always just pull it back in Lightroom,
Yep.
pull back skin, pull back whatever. With the Canon,
You can't.
I was pulling it back and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't bring back, it makes it look like distorted.
Yeah,
Like that weird
yeah.
little distortion thing. But yeah, that came out great. Did you just put a preset and just do some adjustments? Or did you
I put on a preset, and I think I just kind of like messed with the pinks and the skins a little bit because it got a little muddy.
Yeah.
The pinks got a little muddy, and I tried brighten them up, take them down. I put some orange in the highlights, over there.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
just to kind of give it some color.
I'm like a mask maniac. I do a lot of masking. So you'll see.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the sneaker one, she's probably not gonna like you because she says she doesn't like the shoes. She only wore these because I told her it's gonna be muddy out.
Yeah.
So this one was the F10 1/200.
F10.
Which,
wow.
yeah, the 1/200 is, for me, it's almost push. I never go over 1/160 because then that's when the motion blur starts coming in, which I think you can it's hard to tell if this is like motion blur from the boot or or the shoe, not boot, or if it's out of focus.
I think,
if she's
it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, probably.
And I think I was only at F10, because the sky.
Yeah.
And because my ISO is just hard stuck on
Right.
16. I'm just
But I'm pretty sure you can kind of tell that the trees in the background are also in focus and whatnot. But it's not too bad. But then edit came out great. So we're gonna stop there. We're gonna go to mine. So I used the 28-75 2.8, so it was all the way open. 1/1250 for the shutter speed, ISO 400, which is where I like to be when it comes to outdoors. But I also like to crop a little bit.
Nice.
But you can see we basically did the same kind of edits and stuff like that.
Put a lot of blue in our eyes.
Yep. I probably maybe did a little too much, but it's. I just like when the eyes pop and everything.
Yeah. I don't know why I forgot to do that, but I always in portraits. That's like my little secret, which obviously now. But just when you brighten up the eyes a little bit, it really brings out the entire portrait.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll elevate your photos from here to here.
Yeah. For this next one, basically the same settings. This is probably where you first see a change in the dynamic range just a little bit, because I was able to bring back that part of her head where it was dehazed it. Came out really nice. And then this one, 2.8, 2500, 400 ISO, and then kind of similar. Yeah.
Cool.
Then this one, the jumping one.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do that, and then you did it. I'm like,
is this the continuous one? Here, I want you to, Sam, move. This is my shot again. Jump down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Why is that so slow?
You can change it.
Do it.
You can put it on.
Man, you put mine on that, it goes.
Yeah, you can put it on. You can put it on a minigun like.
So with Sony's, when you do the continuous shooting, yours has different settings.
It's got like different levels, like slow, medium, fast, and fast plus. So different settings.
Yeah, the Canon has fast and fast plus, or high and high plus, or whatever. But the high just rapid fires like crazy. So that threw me off, but I still got a nice sharp one that I was happy with. Especially, this was the 50mm with the 1.8, which I was actually really surprised how sharp it came out.
I haven't really used that lens. I bought it and I didn't love it. You know, I thought the autofocus would be better. It's quite noisy, actually.
Oh yeah. So the 50s that I have, I don't like using them for video because the autofocus,
It's like,
yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh.
But then this is what I ended up doing with it. I got rid of the hair in the face. Like that's always one of my biggest pet peeves.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a real nice job cleaning it up.
Thank you. All right. So then you switched over to 70 to 200. So we're gonna. Where did that lens cap go? It was in my pocket, I think.
Is this how you take off the lens? This guy right here? I don't want to.
No,
okay,
wait, this is
we're good.
This is a Canon one.
I'm not breaking the camera.
See, I figured out yours pretty quickly.
Dude, I'm trying, man.
I'm gonna pop this one back on.
That is nice though. I wish mine did that. I don't know.
Yeah,
why.
I know. Now I'm nervous every time I switch your lens because I gotta do it so quick. I didn't know what the white line was.
Am I?
There it is.
Oh.
Is that? Nope, that wasn't it. Nope, that still isn't it.
Bro.
God.
They all those will fit the same in all the lenses. There it is.
Why am I struggling?
Yeah, I don't know.
There we go. God, dude.
Wait, but for real, where did that lens cap go though?
So how did you feel about the 70 to 200? Because that is my go-to.
I didn't like it. Like, I don't want to say I didn't like it, but it was definitely it was new.
Yeah.
Because but before I broke my lens, you know, I was sometimes punching at like 75, and I'm doing like scenery photos, like headshots. That's it.
Yeah.
Like from like here up.
Yeah.
You know, but having only 70 and up was definitely tricky, and, you know, because the compression is so serious.
Right. You do a lot of wide stuff, so you're used to being close to your person.
Right.
So when you were shooting these photos of Haley, I was like, you're way too close. Like you need to step back like 500 feet and like keep going and then do it. I mean, this shot still, I think you probably were just at 70 here.
Yeah, I think because I was trying to keep it as minimal distance as possible.
Yep.
Yeah, I went with more of a minimal edit.
Yeah, there you go.
On that, you know.
Yep. I like that. So these were also 7200. So this is a prime example of that depth of field. So I really like how this one came out though. Or not the depth of field, the dynamic range. But what did you? So this one was also 6.3.
I was actually very disappointed that I couldn't pull back
Any of it.
all that sky.
Oh, hello.
Enjoy your rooster. Come here, Bubs.
What I normally do in these types of situations is I mainly expose for the background. So like I have the graph where like it'll tell me like if I'm peaking on the highlights.
Okay.
So I bring that all the way down until I know I'm not peaking, and it's like just at the end. My subject is probably going to be underexposed, but I can brighten the crap out of them without losing like too much noise and stuff. And then I still get that background where I want it to be.
Usually with Sony, I will expose for the subject because I can, I'll throw on the masks in Lightroom where I can do the person and the sky. So usually I will expose for the person. Maybe I'll just kind of go even with it. Maybe they're both a little under or overexposed, and I'll just kind of tweak each one. But I can really pull back that sky.
Yep.
I'm not gonna have any work.
Yeah, which that was a benefit I had while I was editing those. This is like a gorgeous shot. I love everything about this shot. Yeah, knocked that one right out of the park. That was perfect. That's exactly what I would try to do with that. Even with an f4. So like if that was at the 2.8, just like imagine how much more bokeh and everything would like be around it. So this one, I went back to the 28 to 70, kept it at 2.8, and so we went from there to there. Cool. I don't really know what I was going for, but yeah, I definitely lost some color to magentas, and I think I actually figured out why. And then I went to the 10 to 18.
Man, you were probably
I should not have done the 10 to 18 with this one. F4 I think is the highest that it went, which
F4
is perfect. But it's crazy how, like, this is why I like my 70 to 200. We both shot with an F4, but look how much more is in focus compared to the 70 to 200. So like that's why I just love that one, because you can really crank the f-stop too to make more in focus, even though more is out of focus. I shouldn't have used the wide angle for a close-up like this, but
yeah, wide angle.
I did this.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you can see
you
that.
really
that
pulled
detail.
that back. Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't have it on the Canon, and I went in thinking that I did, so I wasn't really too concerned about it.
Yep.
And then again, I went there and I just nothing.
But yeah, so this one, I mean, you can already see most of the information.
I know you're gonna
but
brighten.
yeah, it still brought a lot of it back.
Wow. That's why I love the Sony, because you can just,
You bring all
again,
that
if
back.
you go back, she's just like dark.
Dark, and then
I mean, that is just insane.
So that's what I'm used to
It doesn't even look real.
Right. Yep. And then I just like how like the sun was hitting the back of the hair too.
That looks awesome.
So this one, the test that we were basically doing was obviously low light. I did a lot more like experiment stuff with it. So like I cranked the crap out of your ISO in one shot, and then kept the ISO like reasonable, but then kind of worked with the shutter speed. And but then you had it at a shutter speed 1/80, which was to me extremely risky. But
Risky.
You have steady hands.
But I mean, I had to. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't really have an option. I feel like
But
the Canon didn't perform super great in low light.
no.
I mean, like, it was okay, but I feel like I'm used to Sony. Sony's known for its low light.
Well, so especially with the R5, I've had the ISO cranked to like 16,000, and you don't get a lot of noise. Like you get a little bit in like some areas,
Yeah.
but they're easy to get rid of. So that's why like you kept it at 2,500. Like I would have had that thing at like 6,000.
I think I was also a little very hesitant because it wasn't my camera, and I'm like, I don't want to like do it thinking it's fine, and then they're all butchered. So
oh no, but see, like
I was playing it
that
very,
was the
very
thing.
safe.
I was trying to find the flaws in your camera, so that I did everything I could to try to make it look bad while also maybe making it look good at the same time. But yeah, no, that was
A
good.
light edit on it.
Right.
You know?
So you'll see, I kind of went crazy with the edits. So you'll see. But yeah, no, these ones all look really good.
And, you know, same thing. Kind of just
Yep.
turn down the orange a little bit.
Yep.
I
So
thought
now-
I thought those came out pretty good. You know?
Yep. Oh yeah, those came out really great. So this is another thing too. It's freaking wild. I was able to bring back all the information from this light, but you couldn't.
I was so annoyed, and I'm like, man, this is just white. I really wanted to be orange. I had nothing.
So what I would have done is brought it into Photoshop, masked it out, and would have made it darker and whatnot. But no, I mean this came out really good. Yeah, you were able to bring back a good information and stuff, and
I was
got
able
all that one more.
to bring up her eyes a little bit, which definitely helped.
Oh yeah, that came out really solid. And with the edit, yeah,
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
yep, that one came out really good. So these ones were mine. So I did a high f-stop, 1/200 shutter speed with 3200 ISO, and then what I ended up doing is like duplicating the sides,
shit.
bringing her back a
Wow.
little bit.
Dude, that's
Dude, I
awesome.
kept going back and forth because I had her perfectly white balanced,
Yeah.
whereas like she looked normal.
Yeah.
Then you see like all the red, so it's like you kind of need to like balance this. This is like
Right.
the good mutual ground that
I could not pull back anything. I mean,
Yeah.
you had.
well, I was actually kind of surprised. I think I did go pretty crazy with the noise reduction on some of it though.
But you definitely, pulled a ton of information out of the skin and the detail.
Yeah,
And the edit's cool.
yeah,
It's
just that little
really, really sweet.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one I did make her normal white balanced again, and
There's no orange in that.
no,
Wow.
yeah, so that was pretty cool to know that I could do that.
This is making me
then
want to like do photos again.
I know,
I haven't
right?
done photos for so long with I just been doing video, and I forget how like powerful my camera is.
Yeah, so this one was the 4000 ISO, where I cranked the ISO like crazy. And you can see there was a little bit of noise in her, but I was able to bring all that back.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about. That was the other thing I was trying to test it, just because this is such a vibrant color. I know Canon's like that too. So if I did crank the ISO to like 16,000 or whatever, only in very vibrant areas do you see the noise really bad. So I was kind of giving that a test, but yeah, no, I thought these all came out really good. That is it for this video. It got pitch black.
Yeah.
We just went on a complete tangent. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said before, we do use different Lightrooms, so maybe we can make that into a video. Let us know what you think. You had a good time, Sam?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Sir.
Check out his stuff on Instagram. I don't post that much, but I will still appreciate the follow, and I will try to post more. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you.
See you.